Hello, young lovers. Hello, white young lovers. All right, here we go. It's going to be a really big show. I got some really cool things to talk about tonight. How you white guys can find a girl. Nice white girl. Now, let's look at the title to MySpace. All right. Calling all white youth Americans only, and I mean American white youth only. Let's take it from ages, I'll say the legal age, 18 to 38, 42. Okay. No higher than 42. And you guys can chime in. You can give me your thoughts. You can give me your strategy, how to get a woman, why it's important to have a white female mate, why you think it's important to have white children. I don't want to hear any defeatism. I don't want to hear anything negative. There's a lot of women out there. They're just itching for that right guy, Mr. Right. They want that Mr. Right, and they'll chime in. They can be the most woke person, the most woke feminist that ever walked the face of this planet, this continent, America. When they see that right guy and see those eyes and hear that voice, they will become Trump voters, homeschoolers. Oh, yeah, constitutionalists, anti pro life, everything. When that girl sees that right guy. And we're going to talk about how to get that girl. This is not a pickup space, but it's a way of finding that right mate, dating, romancing, and everything like that, but not fornicating. And then you're going to get married, and that's when you're going to use it or you're going to lose it. You could have a real life human being that voice and that way and that manner, that feminine mystique, and all that. Oh, a real person, not digits. Okay, my co-host is Brody's. This young guy's been with me a long time, and he's great. And he's young. He wants to get married, but he wants to learn a trade. But, the guy is 17, 18. I think he's legal age. He's 18. And if he's not, I don't want him to tell me he's not. So he's 18, okay, going on 28. This guy's very mature. He knows how to handle a space. So we're going to go one at a time. Now, let's practice being young white men. All right, so there's many ways to practice, but now that you're on this space, you can come up, you can speak, and you can just pull your chest out a little bit, make a muscle, and then speak like a man, like a leader. And just come on up, and it's practice. It's just a Twitter bubble. You're not in front of an audience. No one sees you live. You got your handle. You got your moniker. Don't worry. So I'm asking for people to come up and speak. But first, I'm going to give my little shtick. All right. Now, why am I calling all white youth? Well, look, the demographics are not looking so hot in Jumerica. Now they're bringing tons of Hindus in. If you go to my @RealBroNet, you'll see them drinking cow urine. Yeah. Oh, they're slurping this up like this is, a Slurpee that they're getting at 7-Eleven, but it's urine. All right, these are the people that are coming into this country by the Hindu droves. And they put up this 60-foot statue of a demon monkey god in Houston. They're trying to take over, but that's not going to happen because we're going to form a white racial collective. And the whites are going to get the majority upscaled. I mean, up on the barometer, up on the numbers game. All right. The whites are the majority, not by much. Demographic, the fertility rate is pretty okay, not great. I think it's 1.6%. Am I right, Brody's?
Yep, you're right.
Well, we want to get it up to 2.6%. All right. And the way we do this, I'm going to invite a co host. Is that okay, Brodies? But you're going to be in charge. Is that all
Yeah,
right?
that's all right.
All right. I'm going to invite Cyrus Vendetti because he's on to the same thing. He wants white youth to emerge. And he knows that this is our future. He's only 34. He's a consultant for corporations. Cyrus Vendetti, I'm going to invite you to co host. I was hoping you'd come on. That's the way I'm going to do it from now on, Cyrus. I'm not going to have to call you or anything. You'll just see, because I'm advertising my spaces like 8 hours in advance, you know.
Brother, we're gonna have
And
a lot of. I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of groypers on tonight, so
how,
we
how
gotta.
do you know? I don't see any groypers.
No, they're here. They're here. Trust me.
Well,
But
who? Name one.
like Russ, he's a groyper, that little stuffed animal guy in the front, and
Well, let him come up and speak. I think
yeah, I know. I just
no,
want him to
no,
be
no.
respectful. Just
The
be
groypers
respectful.
will agree with me because they want a white racial collective just as much as I do to put down the Jew racial collective. Now, Nick Fuentes, he's a good guy, you know, because he follows me. There's no question because everything I say, he repeats. You know, he says the Frankists are no longer in existence. Well, I'm the first one to call Candy out on that. You know, and then Jews, may disagree with each other. So I've been saying for years, and I've been saying it on my stream or before that, that it's just a family feud. So now he's saying it. Look, when I hear this echo, I know Nick Fuentes is following me. I know guys like Rep. Thomas Massey are following me. I think MTG is. And when I hear, I know Elon Musk is following me because when I talk about the fertility rate, I show the stats. Boom, he puts it right up, and he's talking about we got to make babies. He's not saying white because then he'll look like a racist, but he's definitely 110% in agreement with me there. So we want white youth to get married. We want them to marry a white female. We want them to have tons of white children and don't worry about the money. The money will come because children are an inheritance of the Lord, says King David. That means they're his. They're his possession. So if God, the creator of all, owns these kids that come out of the woman's womb, the fruit of the womb, that kind of thing, and he's going to take care of them. But that doesn't mean a white guy sits on his rear end and does nothing. No, he's got to go out and work. If it's 7-Eleven, if it's security guard, it can be good because you can study a skill or you can study commerce law, criminal law. You can be a lawyer and then you'll be a legislator. Okay, so we got now Lisa Jackson. I don't know if it's a black hand. No, I want white men to come in here. No
Well, you
blacks.
know what? You can have all the
No,
white men you
mute
want
her, mute
to.
her,
You can
mute
have
her, mute
all the
her,
white
mute her.
men you want to.
Drop her. This is for white men only, Americans. And it's not that I'm a racist or a bigot. I am just trying to save the white racial demographics in America because the Jews are not looking to wipe out the black racial collective, which it is a collective, but the whites can't even think in the sense of a collective anymore. They've been atomized into individualistic units, which is deadly. Okay, so now, Brody's, you're the top guy here, since you're the one that wanted this space to happen. Okay, so Brody's, why don't you start picking people? It's
Uh,
going to be white, and you have to be American.
all right, let's go to Charlie Groiper.
Howdy, y'all. I am not a black woman. I'm very white and very American, so if that's the bare bones qualifications, I definitely meet those. But yeah, first I'd like to say I've always been a very pro bro Groiper, so there's a lot of we love you, brother Nathaniel, even though there's some there's some controversy, but I'm a huge fan. I'm a pro Groiper,
Well,
brother.
come along. Look, Nick is constantly repeating this stuff I say. Well, come along. Don't worry.
Well,
Let's
here's
give
the
it.
thing. Here's the thing, my brother Nathaniel. I didn't mean to interrupt you, sorry, but here's the thing, my brother Nathaniel. He actually talks a lot about Ron Unz. Have you ever heard of Ron Unz, brother
Yeah, I
Nathaniel?
can't stand him. He's a pig. He's an egoist.
Okay.
He's ugly too. I mean, ugh,
He,
you could look at him.
yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you there, brother Nathaniel. He's very ugly, but he is. He's he's another. He's another like based Jew, I guess,
Yeah,
and
but he's still a Jew. He never got baptized.
I
You know he.
understand, brother.
You know he bounced me. Just
Uh,
like Mike Adams, a health ranger, but he's not a Jew. But Ron Huns bounced me, and he's a total bore, just a drag. So what's he do to keep his site going, whatever it's called? He has to bring on guys. Who's this guy who's had to go underground? That he's been hit up
you mean the
everywhere.
Chabad Lubavitch? Oh wait, sorry, you don't like the tunnels, brother. I forgot that you don't like talking about the
No,
tunnels.
no, there's
I
a
was gonna
guy
make a
on there
joke.
that likes me. Anyways, he has to bring people from other sites to keep his own site going because he himself is a total bore. But
Perhaps.
but what do you want to say about the white situation? Who cares about this old alter
Okay,
cucker?
you're right, brother Nathaniel. Um, I would just like to say that this sort of process is already kind of happening just because of eugenics and the population of white people in America who are against our values are dying out. And that's true with liberal whites and Jews as well, because Jews have a really high rate of miscegenation and a really low birth rate. Well, certain types of Jews, liberal Jews do. And so what we really need to do is just focus on our communities and personally making personal connections. And I think it's interesting, but we kind of just have to remember to be normal people, you know?
Well, how about making Charlie Groiper? How
Yeah,
about making babies?
that's right. That's right, brother. We
Are
gotta
you
make babies,
are
brother.
you making them?
No, I'm not. I'm pretty young. I'm 21. So
Well, you should have started at 18. What are
you
you
think
waiting
so,
for?
brother?
I know so. Let me tell you something.
Mm,
Don't worry about women being feminists. Don't worry about women being woke. Don't worry about women being for Kamala. As soon as they see a guy like you, maybe you should show your picture. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, whether you do that or not.
I'm a
But
handsome guy, brother Nathaniel. Don't worry about it.
all right, but go get around where there's some women and let them hear you, look at you, talk. And like at the supermarket, let them
Yeah.
see you. And then if you're picking bananas, believe me, a woman is like a bus.
Mm.
If you stand
Mm.
still for just a little while, that bus will come along. So you go there and you look good, talk to people, let that girl see you.
Yeah.
And then she will start picking those bananas.
Yeah, man. I'll just stare at women in the supermarket and
Well,
hopefully.
that's it. But let them see, pull your chest out, make
Mm.
sure you're fit, and you're
Well,
handsome and
that's the
all
thing,
that.
brother. I'm unfortunately in a fat phase, and it's very
Well,
unfortunate,
well, if
brother
you're
Nathaniel.
22, you got metabolism burning it up. So get to the gym.
That's right.
Or if you
I'm
don't want to
working
go to
on
the
it, brother.
gym, get out and jog. I mean, you got to get that fat down. You got to look lean and husky and
Yep,
muscular. Because women like that.
they do.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah,
hey, and you also have, bro, especially with, like, man, I work a lot, bro, and so I do a lot of things. I have a lot of clients that I have to,
yeah. But who's
help.
speaking? You're speaking out of
Oh,
turn.
I'm sorry, I'm Russell.
No, no, Brody's. Why did you allow that? Come on.
I know. I'll stop it next time. I'm
No,
sorry.
we're all going to speak in turn. You'll have a chance to speak. But
Oh, I
it's
thought
going
we
to,
were.
no, this is not some chat room, okay? We're all going to speak in turn. Charlie, go ahead.
Yeah. So I agree, brother, and I uh, I dated a lot in middle school and high school. I haven't dated as much since I've been out of college because of that. But yeah, I'm starting to really focus on fitness because I think that's kind of the first step, and also I'm starting to lose weight, and also my career has sort of taken off too. and so I'm in a lot more spaces
Well, you're
where
right.
women are.
You're right for a woman to want to grab onto you. So just get fit, and you're burning calories because your metabolism. I don't know if you have to worry about diet so much, like a guy like me, that the metabolism just shuts down at the age of 70. I said to my doctor, I said, "Hey, my inner spark plugs ain't firing anymore." He says, "Well,
Wow.
that's because you're 70." I said, "What
Brother,
do
you
I
don't look
do?"
a day over 52, brother. I wouldn't believe it if I saw you in person.
Yeah, well, because I'm doing like you're doing, starting to do. I stay in shape. Okay, I jog 6 miles a day. Sometimes I break it
Wow.
up in two, but I get that 6 miles in. I do my prostrations, which we do, and then I
Mhm.
do sit-ups. I need to because I'm in public ministry, and I need to look good. Like this Ron Unz looks like he's one step away from the grave. I call him an
Yes.
altar cucker. Oh, so Charlie, this is what you got to do: get fit. And I'm glad you're coming up on this space. You talk like a man. Women are very attracted to a voice. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay,
Women
men
have
are
told me that I
breast
have a nice voice.
man, men are ass man, leg man, whatever. Okay, but women are eye girls and voice girls. That's what the women go to. It's usually the voice, and as soon as they hear that voice, they say, "This is the one for me. He's meant for me. This is destiny."
That's right, brother.
But
That's
you
what I
got to
got
be
going for me,
around where
brother.
women are. Find a place where there are women gathering. If they're the most leftist, wokest, Kamala Harrisist, doesn't
Go to an
matter.
Antifa rally. Go to an Antifa
Go
rally.
to a Kamala rally, but get there, stick your chest out, look good.
Yeah.
Let them hear you talking. They'll give up Kamala in a moment, and they'll be at the front lines for Trump because
Amen, brother.
everything for them is looking for a man that will provide, protect, and create a homestead for. That's what a woman's wired for. And they may pretend otherwise. They may move into these feminist directions and try to be masculine, but that's not what they are in essence. So we all go back to what we are in nature. So you be the man that she's going to be attracted to. And like I say to everybody, go where women are. Typically, okay, let's say you're at the supermarket. And you see, oh, look at that girl, ooh, and then make sure you're somewhat near her, looking at it, whatever it is, bananas, orange juice, whatever it is, okay, and make sure that she hears your voice and that you speak with authority. I mean, don't fake it, but that she'll hear your voice. Then believe me, she'll be near those bananas in a minute, and she's looking not so much to be picked up, but to be spoken with. You say, "I like the bananas today." She's thinking about another banana. I believe me, she is. Okay, but
Amen, brother. That's my pickup line.
but
Hey,
the
did
but
you?
but the banana has to be within holy matrimony. I
That's right.
know the Groypers are very devout Catholics, and the
Amen.
marriage bed is honorable in all. Okay, and this is where you fulfill the first commandment, where you'll be fruitful and multiply.
Amen, brother. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll definitely show them the biggest banana in the
All right,
grocery
look, I
store.
haven't given up on Nick Fuentes. Tell him that let's have a little talk. We can schmooze a little bit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We,
Okay.
we can we can.
See, just like that, brother. One talk with a groiper, you're already back on board.
Amen.
Let's
I don't know
go.
if I'm back on board with Nick. It's not that I'm looking to get back on board, but I'm a peacemaker. There were missteps on both sides, and maybe it can happen. Maybe it doesn't. Doesn't
It
matter.
happens all the time, brother. You know, Nick was enemies with a lot of people. He's now friends with Richard Spencer, for example. He was very contentious with Richard Spencer for a
All right,
long
let's see. Let's see. Let's pray. Let's see. Let's hope.
time. Amen, brother. I'll be praying for you.
All right, you're the best. Okay, Brody's who's next? It has to be a
All right, let's
man.
go.
Is Mitzi? If Mitzi's a woman, no. Wait a
Yep, I'll
minute.
get rid of him.
No, if Mitzi's
Mitzi,
American and white, she can speak.
Mitzi's a man. Mitzi's a
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Mitzi's a man. Okay, Mitzi, go ahead.
Thanks so much. Brother Nathaniel, thanks for the space. I have a preliminary advice question. I understand that you were born a Jew and you're Christian now. I'm also a Jew. How does a Jew become white?
Well, probably not. but because I'm a Shemite and I'm not the son of Japheth, who is the white European today. But then again, culturally, socially, I am white in the sense that I was born in 1950. Now, what does that mean to a guy that was born in 2000? Nothing. But I'll tell you what it means. Everything was white. I didn't see a real live Negro until I was in high school, because that's when all the different boroughs joined into one high school where everything was like, in our own local little municipality. Then I saw four Negroes for the first time. Of course, I saw them on TV, Sammy Davis Jr., or whoever, but and Martin Luther King, but I never saw them live. So I was born in a whole white society, a white worldview, a white outlook. Everything was white, and everyone had a common outlook, a common consciousness, and we all felt comfortable in our own neighborhoods. So what did the Jews do? Open immigration law in 1965. Now in your own neighborhood, you have a Muslim or a Hindu with a dot in there between their eyes and all that crap, and you feel very uncomfortable.
But it sounds like you're saying that a Jew can become white just dependent upon his
No, a Jew
environment.
can't. No, literally, strictly speaking, okay, he cannot. But de facto, de jure, he cannot. But de facto, because someone like me was born in a white neighborhood, and if I go out jogging in my jogging pants, or in a white type of scenario, social group, like we have fairs here in Upper Idaho, I'm looked upon, and people feel comfortable with me as somebody that looks white. Okay, now I go out often without my cassock, and I just fit in, and no one feels uncomfortable. Does that answer your question? It should. I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I suppose it answers my question. It doesn't seem like it harmonizes with everything else I've heard from the movement, in the sense that whiteness seems to be presented as something essential and innate, and you're discussing it in terms of environmental factors and who one grew up
Well,
around.
yeah, I'm talking about myself in the 19. I was born in
Yeah.
1950s, but I am not leading a white racial collective movement. I'm not. Someone like Cyrus Vendetti, who's going to come up and speak soon. Brody's Will, he's young. He's just finishing. He's just starting trade school. And there's another a young man that I'm promoting as a white collective leader, and that's Austin Whitsitt, and they're all Christians. And I don't know if Cyrus, but Austin Whitsitt is married, has two children. He's very successful, communicator, scientific oriented. I'm promoting, and I'm going to be having Owen Schroyer on my show. It's a Brother Nathaniel show. Just go to @RealBroNat. You'll see my latest show. And but with Owen, I've kind of put hints out to his friends. He's got to get married. I think he's 38 now. He's got to get married because a role model for a white racial collective, where I'm trying to bring the white youth beginning at the age of 18, legal age, to get married, so we can get these demographics back up. And these Hindus are going to cower away, and they're not going to put up any statues because there'll be enough whites says cut the damn statue down. They put up a Hindu demon monkey god statue in Houston. Hell, we don't want these demon statues. Well, the Hindus are doing it. And then I showed, I'd go to my @RealBroNat, all these Hindus, Indians that come here drinking cow urine. Yeah. And then I say on this, I was never real keen on J.D. Vance's wife. I said it very diplomatically, but I got the point across. She drinking cow urine? Ugh. I put that as a question. Anything else, Missy?
Lots more. No, but I'll
Well,
leave
we'll
it
drop
there.
you down for a little bit. You
I'll
can come
leave it
back
there.
up.
Yeah.
You come back up, all right? You sound like a smart guy. How old are you? All right, he's gone.
Undisclosed.
What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything, but I have good OPSEC.
You're afraid to say your age.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Who's next, Brody?
Russ, go ahead. I guess Russ isn't. Oh,
Hey,
Russ. Yeah.
what's up, brother Nathaniel?
Yeah, but Brody, tell him to speak regularly.
Here,
Hey, what's up,
Russ,
brother
could you
Nathaniel?
adjust your mic or whatever? It's kind of you know.
Yeah.
Or let
Hey, can you hear me now?
Brody's. You're monitoring this. You tell him what to do.
Yeah,
Is my mic is my mic still good or no?
yeah. Can you hear him,
Kinda,
brother?
sorta.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, brother
Hey, go
Nathaniel?
ahead. What do you got for us?
Hey, man. Yeah. So I was born Catholic, and my family is my family is Mexican, but we're European, Spain. Like they have Spaniard blood, so we all
All
look
right.
white, but we are white. You hear what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, you can make a very strong case for a certain caste, if that's the right word,
Well,
of
no, I'm just
Mexicans
saying,
being
yeah.
white. Their case has been made. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just like Nick Fuentes, pretty much.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So as right now, I mean, I got in a wreck 3 months ago. I broke all my ribs on my left
All right.
side. I broke my
Yeah, that'll
shoulder,
heal.
my
That'll heal.
collarbone, and my
That'll
hip.
heal.
And so right now I'm in a
Well,
wheelchair.
you'll
But
heal. Don't worry.
of course, yeah, the Lord is gonna heal me. But yeah, about marriage, man, like the thing about it is I move too fast because I work with a lot of clients because I do a lot of marketing for different people, and it's really tough because I see all the degeneracy that's going
All
on in
right.
the
Hell, we
world,
all see it. So
and
what?
it's horrible.
Women are
And
still
all the girls that I
childbearing.
mean, I
Women still want to get married in their essence. So don't look at the negative part.
of course I know, but the thing about it is I think that even though I'm like not moving because I'm not physically moving that well because I'm
All
in a
right. Don't worry
wheelchair.
about that. You'll be out of it in
It just
6 months. Go ahead.
it just feels like I'm not focusing on the right stuff. I think I'm focusing too much on work, and
Well, what?
I'm
How
not
old are
seeing
you?
I'm about to be 28.
All right. And you have a good job. You're making money, and you're
Yes, sir.
fit. You're good looking, and all that.
Yeah, as far as I mean, I haven't worked out since I got in the wreck and
Okay,
I
we
was in
know
a
that. How
coma,
the hell are
but
you going to
yes,
work
sir.
out in a wheelchair? Okay. I mean, come on. All right. So now you
Yes,
have to
sir.
focus on getting married. But you say you're Spanish, Hispanic, you look white.
Yes, sir.
So you want to find somebody who's culturally compatible. So there's plenty of Spanish girls, Mexican girls who look white. Just pray to Jesus, and just once, because He hears you, and just tell Him what you want. Go out into the woods, go to or take a walk, wherever it is, and just
Hmm.
say, Jesus, this is what
Yeah.
I want. I want to get married, and I want somebody compatible. You can keep it general. You want somebody socially, culturally, religiously. You're Catholic. You're practicing
Yes,
Catholic. You
sir.
still go to church, confession and mass.
Yes,
Okay, you
sir.
want somebody that
Yeah.
also, and there's plenty of girls that are praying to Jesus for a husband. So don't look at the degeneracy that's going on. There's just too many people in this world. And then you just pray once and ask him to show you some kind of sign, and he will. Like Austin Witt said, he prayed, he went out to the woods. I think he fasted, but you don't have to fast. And he told Jesus, "This is what I want." I think he went to the Creator. That's the way he looks upon it. I went to the Creator and I said, "This is what I want. I want to get married. I want a woman who I can be a leader, who want me to be the leader, who will want to have children. I want to have children." So then he decides to turn to the Bible. They call it Bible roulette. Roulette. I do it myself, actually. So he turned to the book of Hosea, and it said, "Find a wife." I forget where it is, to marry a wife, and he felt that was for him. And within 2 weeks, the woman came along. You do the same, and I guarantee you that woman is going to come along. Now, maybe you're going to have to wait till that wheelchair. So you say, "Jesus, get me out of this wheelchair," and He'll hurry it up.
All my family call me Wheels and
Well,
shit.
don't worry about that. You'll get out of it. I was going to say 4 months. You'll get out of it in 2 months. Just go to Jesus, okay? All right, Brody, do
Yes,
we have
sir.
anybody? And you
Absolutely.
can come back up, Russ. Maybe you'll get some inspiration to come back up. Brody, who's next?
All right.
Let's go to Brody.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I was gonna say in regards to women, it's really important, especially as white men, that we stop conforming to like the mainstream cultural norm that's been manifested by Jewry and embrace actual leadership roles and act like leaders because
Ah,
that'll get women to notice you. That's a big deal.
I love it.
Mhm.
You're
And
on. You're on topic, guy.
hmm yeah, and I was also gonna say, as specifically as white men, I think we should kind of start uh, perpetuating the idea to people, in day to day life about sort of how we got here with how our culture is going down the shitter, and how the dollar's lost 99% of its value through Jew banking, through the Rothschilds, the Warburgs, the Schiffs, and kind of start informing people the reality of
Yeah,
what's
we have to.
actually at stake here.
Yeah, Brody, let me ask you a couple things. We have to bring it out of the Twitter bubble because everybody feels real tough and heroes and Hercules on the Twitter bubble.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
hell, we can all be tough guys, okay, on the Twitter bubble. But the real tough guy goes out and talks to people. That's what I was doing all week in
Right,
San Francisco. That's what I was doing at the airport. I purposely moved my chair and sit in different places, and I strike up a conversation. I did this on my stream. You can listen to my stream. I just put it up on my at Real Bronet. Are you? How old are you, Brody?
I'm 20.
Oh, that's a good age.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm going to guess you're not married yet.
no,
Do you want to get married?
yes,
How soon?
as soon as possible, I guess.
Okay, so right now, kind of a thing. All right.
Right,
So, what's your plan of action? Maybe we all can learn. Well, not me, but
right,
others
right.
here. What's your
Yeah,
plan of action?
I am pretty young. I don't have a lot of wisdom, but my personal plan is basically have as many kids as possible during my
Well, there's
lifetime,
a
and
lot of women that want the same thing.
right,
So,
right.
but do you have a plan? What's your plan to get that girl?
Um, well, for me, it's pretty simple. It's, you go around and you talk and, you'll come across someone who likes you and you like them kind of thing. Um, and I'm not really against dating websites. I mean, you
Well, you
could probably get
shouldn't,
away with
because
that
I have a
too.
friend who tried the church thing and it just didn't work. I mean,
Right.
it's a big world. If God
Hmm.
created a big world and a lot of people, and He's a creator of a lot of things, okay? Of course, we get the materials together and put it together like a dating app. I'm not
Right.
saying God created a dating app, but but he got the materials there as a creator, and you put it all together. So my friend is young, a little older than you, but he it didn't work out in church. So he just decided on his own to get a dating app, and boom! I think it was the third
And it was
one,
right there, huh? Yeah.
and now they're engaged. They've been dating for like I think 6 months, and now they're engaged. Dating app, okay?
Yeah, that
And
is impressive.
we can't limit God.
Right.
There's all kind of ways. It's a big world, so you can try
Yeah,
that.
we should. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't limit ourselves. I would definitely say that.
But I would say on that dating app, when it comes to the telephone, you have to stand strong. You have to be a man of principle. She may test you. Women does that. She may test
Oh yeah.
you and say she disagrees, and but you hold your ground, and she'll come along. Oh yeah, because basically a woman feels vulnerable in a fallen world, and God promised her that there'll be a man for you that will protect you. That's what that whole passage means. Your desire will be to him, and he shall rule over
Right.
you. But the Hebrew has a whole different connotation than the way the King James translated. Although the King James is great, But if you read it in Hebrew, you get a sense of a man who protects a woman who's now vulnerable, because in a fallen world, and a woman the way she's built and the anatomy and her smaller brain mass and everything, it makes her more vulnerable in a world that is not that can be hostile. So a
Right.
woman, in essence, is looking for a leader. So you just have to stay principled. You're a man of conviction. Don't back down, because she's going to test you to see if she can emasculate you a little bit, and you got to show, no, no, my balls are big and they stay right where they are. Okay, and
Yeah.
then she'll say, oh, this is the guy for me.
Yeah. I mean, and God created leaders, so why not take advantage of that?
Well, the men are the leaders. The
Clearly,
men are
people
the
are right,
natural
right.
born, yeah, and
Because
the
if
men
men
are the
don't take
natural
it,
born leaders, huh?
right, if men don't take advantage of leadership roles because they're not taught because they don't have fathers or whatever, then the women naturally try to take over that sort of construct socially, and so that's why you see all these
Socially,
crazy divorce
they do
rates.
it in the relationship, in the marriage.
Right, right,
So, but you show the woman that in a loving, respectful way that you're going to hold to your convictions and that you are going to be the leader that God made you to be. And people will call me a racist. I'm a racialist. Racially, the white man is a natural born leader. He's a son of Japheth that gets all the blessings that Shem repudiated. So Japheth gets it, and that is the white European. And the white
mm,
European, which is now the American white, because of his ancestry, his biology connects him back to his ancestors, parents, grandparents, great grandparents, back. It's a biological collective right from the day you're born. The white man, I studied this years ago with the different races. As a racialist, a white man has a high IQ. I'm saying typically, he he thinks conceptually, where the Chinese man can't think conceptually.
yeah, we're
And the white
innovative,
man,
yeah,
yeah, the white man has a high testosterone. He's the highest. Not that, for sex, it is for sex, yes, of course, but it's also for creativity, for a drive. It's for civic activism, which the white man has tremendous potential to be civically active and to put down the Jew power. Yeah, that's why the Jews fear the white racial collective.
right.
So I come on strategically. This is what we need. Of course, I'm getting attacked from Christians. They're the first ones to attack me because they're basically sissies. Okay, you can come back on. You might be inspired.
Yeah, I agree.
Brody,
Thanks.
Brody's who's next? We got a lot of young guys that want to speak.
Yep. Let's go to Tin Man.
Oh, hey, brother Nathaniel.
Hi, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I've been listening here. I'm a little bit older. I'm 39, but I'm listening to some of these guys, and I just wanted to give them a little trick I used to use. Like karaoke bars. Go out to somewhere where you can get up on stage, kind of make. I'm serious. Make a little bit of a fool of yourself, a little bit, but you can look. But at the same time, look out there in the crowd.
All right,
You're gonna see.
wait. Do they still have these karaoke bars?
Oh, I mean, here in Texas they do. I
Okay,
don't know about
do
here.
women
Yeah,
go to that?
yeah. I always see girls there.
The young
They,
women in their 20s?
yeah.
And yet,
20. In fact, I was at a karaoke bar maybe 6 months ago. It's been a while because I'm older, but she was
well,
she
look,
was
try it.
20 years old.
Try
I
it.
mean, it is one of the best tricks. It doesn't have to be karaoke. You could try comedy. I don't know about comedy.
Oh, do
Probably.
they have amateur comedy where you can get up and do a comedy routine?
Yeah, San Antonio's. I mean,
Oh, I didn't
there's
know that.
always.
Well,
Yeah.
try them both. Some Christians will attack me. Oh, you're telling them they go to karaoke bar. What kind of Christian are you? That kind of thing. And I'll say, I don't see anything that would displease God. If you're going there to find a mate to get married and be fruitful and multiply, I think God would be very pleased. Yeah, my conscience is clear. All right, who's next, Brodies?
Let's go to Cripple.
Then after him, I'm going to have Cyrus give a little talk on white youth and getting married. Okay.
How are you doing, Brother Nathaniel? I
Hi.
was curious what I could do as a white Christian American to, really influence the Jewry in our government right now. How to get more involved and to, kind of influence the politics that are kind of indoctrinating America right now.
Yeah, well, you can get involved. So let me ask you a few questions. How old are you?
I'm 18, sir.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, man.
And what do you plan on? What do you plan on doing to make money?
I plan on going into the Air Force and doing a major in cybersecurity to be able to learn more and getting more involved in that sector of stuff.
So you're going to go into the Air
Yes,
Force.
sir.
So how are you going to put the Jew down if you're going to the Air Force where the Jews cut the checks for the Air Force?
Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, man, but I gotta figure out some sort of way to make
That's
money.
not. No, you can't do that.
I got you.
You're going to go to a military entity that's run by Jews. They're going around killing people and sending bombs to kill innocent families.
Yeah, I completely
No, you
understand where
can't.
you're
No, you
coming
can't. You cannot.
from.
You have so many options as an 18-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to college and you can study. It's going to take a while to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
So Austin Whitsitt, he's going to be on my stream next week,
Hmm.
and he's going to talk about. We may do a space this week. He's going to talk about commerce law, and I don't know why he's pushing for that.
I got
So you could do that. But another thing you can do,
you. Mm-hmm.
you can learn and trade, and you can learn what you want to do in cybersecurity without going to the killing machine that kills for Jews.
I completely understand where you're coming
Well, if you understand that, then you got to bite the bullet and don't go.
from. Mm-hmm.
Don't join the Jew crowd, because everybody there works for the Jews. The Federal Reserve, cuts the checks for the Pentagon for the military, so they can go out and kill
I got you.
for their.
Well, I could really be interested in, maybe learning something and when it comes to law because I did about a year in pre-law when it came to high school and stuff like that. I made sure to
That's what you need
elect.
to do. That way, you're going to fight the Jews legally,
I
okay?
completely
And that way, you can start taking all these laws and find a way as a lawyer. But you have to listen to Austin Whitsitt. When we may do a space on this, we probably will need to, because he says it's commerce law. I've been saying criminal law, so
understand.
I want to hear him out, and I'll learn something. But you could also learn a trade in the meantime while you're studying law, and you'll make a lot of money. You could start an apprenticeship as an electrician, as a plumber, what other trade? HVAC, heating, ventilation, and
Yeah.
air conditioning. And you just go around to a plumbing shop or HVAC contractor. Say, hey, I want to learn. I'm young. I'm eager. I'll get to work on time. I'll buy you coffee, whatever it is, and they'll teach you.
And
So
yeah.
you're young, you're 18, you got a lot of energy. You can do three things at one time. You can walk, chew gum, and do somersaults all at one time.
Very
So that's what I am saying. My advice. It's not that I'm authoritative that you have to do what I'm saying, but I don't want you in the military because that's a Jew operation to kill innocent people worldwide.
very true. And I continue to see that, especially with JD Vance and Trump pushing for war in Iran because JD Vance is very close with the founder of Palantir, which is a counterintelligence operation on terrorism and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, his Jew boys are David Sachs and David Friedberg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Peter Thiel, but Peter Thiel's all Jewed up. He has to be.
Oh, 100%. Especially with that military industrial complex. I completely understand where you're coming from, man.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, good. So you can hang out a while. You can come back on, and
yeah.
maybe you'll be inspired to say more. But I enjoyed talking with you. Okay, now I'm going to introduce everybody to Cyrus Vendetti. Let's skip the app for now, Cyrus, and let's hear your advice as someone who's in corporate consulting work to young white youth getting married. Go ahead, Cyrus.
Yeah. So I would say what actually got me into there was not actually planned. It just happened through, I guess, unorthodox means. But what I would definitely recommend to anybody, especially with, young white youth out there, there's two things that I would most likely try to make everyone very aware of. Um, One thing is there's many Jews that are mobilizing right now, and they're getting a lot of female attention. In fact, they're mobilizing what they consider to be female power groups. The whole theory of power groups and whatnot, that's a whole nother monster. But essentially, they know how to structure groups. They know how to keep them mobilized. They know how to keep them engaged. And they know how to get them off their asses and get them doing things, not just in the local community areas, but also to kind of get them fired up and to kind of keep the heat going, if that makes any sense. That's not happening with a lot of males, right? Um, we're not seeing that, particularly not even in the conservative section. And we might actually need to see that coming the election. Now, aside from that, um, when it comes to employment, I know a lot of people, there's a lot of young youth out there, particularly because I used to work in the system, that have been raised by single mothers, essentially. And a lot of people kind of have this wound, this father wound, where you don't know what manhood is, and you're kind of looking for it amongst these parasocial relationships with all these influencers like Andrew Tate or Nick Fuentes or all these other fuckers. But yeah, the main thing I want people to understand is that they're not going to be a very good interpretation. They're going to be a caricature of what an actual man is. You may feel like you're in dire competition with men, and that is simply the mother wound, right? Um, I would just highly recommend that learn to dig deep inside of yourself, because being a man, above all else, is learning how to take on resistance culture. When I mean resistance, it's sort of like weights, endurance, struggle, pain, and then power and strength, and learning how to pretty much navigate those fields, because that's really what it is. If you look at most all men, we respect people who endure the most, who take on the most, who have the most harshest lives. We respect them, and there's a reason, because that is the culture that actual true men are dipped in, from the heel. They're dipped into it. And so I think people need to understand that, especially if you've been raised by a single mother, you know, learn to detach from your mother, detach from her tit, and you need to discover who you are apart from her, the character she's created of you. And you need to discover who the hell your real character is. And you need to see her on an equal level, not the pedestal level. Take her down off the pedestal and then bring her down to the equal level and understand who she really is as a human being. And then you'll understand more of yourself as well on how you actually endure and navigate this world. Learn how to figure out where's your like dig deep point. Also, when you're working, learn how to shut your brain off and to just do something monotonous. Learn how to just keep going, just focus on the project, the objective, and just turn off your brain. Don't think of how long this is going to take, how monotonous this is, or how, horrible this experience is when you're working. Learn how to shut the
All right,
brain
to
off.
sum this up, you're going to be coming back. This is a lot to digest. Sum it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
now in 30
Uh,
seconds. What you just
Pretty
said.
much, I would say don't go after the sexiest jobs out there because that's what everybody's going for. Go for a skill, a trade, get yourself your money, and then you can decide to explore any other options. But, get mobilized, get that paper, and then grind, work on yourself, you know, put some effort into your body, put some effort into your style, express your style, and everything else will come. That's all I can say.
All right, that's great. Now, this is rehearsal time. You can express your style here on this Twitter bubble. There's not that many people here. You're not in front of anybody, and they don't see you physically if you got pimples or whatever. Okay. Uh, Try it out here. Speak up. Pull your chest out a little bit and speak. And if you stutter a little bit and ha ha, that's okay. It's just a little Twitter bubble. No big deal. And then you'll feel more empowered, more enabled, and you'll just continue that. I want to say something here because that was very inspirational, Cyrus. And you said be yourself, be a male. Find your identity. Don't compare yourself to other men because God has made you unique with a whole set of abilities, with proclivities, special talents. left brain, right brain, both, center brain too. I'm just, I don't even know which side brain is, but I'm not scientific. So, but God has a unique plan, destiny for you. And that destiny is you either become a hermit or you get married. Now, God wants to continue the perpetuity of the human race, and He wants still a, a church oriented, church influenced nation here in America, which is the Jews are destroying with Hindus here and Hindu demon monkeys putting up 60 feet and Hindus drinking urine. Okay, and the Jews making sure they got a vice president that has a Hindu demon worshiping, allegedly, reportedly, wife, which is disgusting. And Trump should have never allowed it. And so I'm not going to go there. So there's a woman for you. You're not going to be a hermit. You're not going to join a monastery. That's a rare exception. There is a woman for you. There's a destiny for you to be a husband, to be the head of the wife, to have children, to be a father, to mentor them, to see them grow into men, into leaders, to see their children, to see the children's children, to be a great grandfather. It's a wonderful destiny. We have a wonderful opportunity ahead of us. And people say, "Oh, you complain. I'm going to go to this space here. You complain." Okay, fine. Okay, but really, I'm 110% optimist. I really am. Okay, Brody's, who's next?
Let's go to Gentile.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Brody's, you answer them when they ask you to hear me.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
my
All right.
mic's good.
All right. Yes, it's good.
All right. So I just wanted to bring up for Brother Nathaniel, maybe if you were talking about ending the Jewish Fed, that's the number one most important thing. So in North Dakota, they have a state bank that was created in 1919, and I was wondering maybe if we could maybe do you have a banking solution, a short-term solution before we end the
Yeah, I
Fed?
do. I do. And that is local banks based on commodities. It doesn't have to be gold based, it can be the commodity of that regional area. I did multiple videos on this. And the one who brings this up is this economist, Ellen something. Does anybody know her name? Just look up on Google, or maybe Yandex is better, really. Ellen Brown, that's her name. Ellen Brown, local banking. She has a short book on it, but you don't have to buy the book. It's on a PDF. It's essays. She may even be on Twitter. Look her up on Twitter, Ellen Brown. So she's a big proponent of ending the Fed, but practically by starting these local, regional, and state banks. And she talks about the State Bank of North Dakota. Whether that's working well or not, I'm not sure. I stopped following it. Thanks for the reminder. I have to start following that again. Okay, anything else? What do you want to say about white youth getting married and having white children?
I think maybe not to be rude, but maybe your advice to go stand in a grocery store is not the best thing there. There's a lot of women on Instagram, on social media, and if you just shoot them a DM, usually they'll respond. I mean, they're on Instagram all day.
Well, yeah, look, I don't have all the answers. I'm saying that's one. I didn't say that's the answer.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
just
did
messing.
say, look, I had a friend that tried church, didn't work. He got a dating app, and they were going to get married. So there's a lot of ways. And someone said karaoke bars, or comedy bars. Try it. If you're going there with the right motive, not to get drunk or for a pickup, to fornicate, no. See, I have to make it very clear because I'll get attacked by some Christians. Okay. If you're going there with the right motive, you want to find a girl and you'll go up and do the karaoke, and the girl likes the sound of your voice. And, she had a drink, you had a drink, you're loosened up, you're not drunk. Try it because you're going for the right reason to find a mate, to get married in holy matrimony, and to fulfill the first commandment. I think I have a clear conscience to saying that. I'll get attacked. I know it. I'm going to get hit. And I have to, every time I do a space, I say to myself, should I record this? If I record this, someone's going to take something out of context and they're going to try to discredit me and try to ruin me, basically. It hasn't worked so far. They've tried. And some of them are actually convert priests who come from the Baptist church who beg for the priesthood because they want the highest seat in the synagogue. And they attack me and they try to ruin me. It hasn't worked. So if any of you convert priests are listening or you're ready to report me to a convert priest, it's not going to work because the Russian bishops are behind me. Okay, so very good. Who's next, Brodies?
Let's go to Caravelt.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Okay, Brodies is the host there, so you answer them when they say how are you and all that stuff.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on the Islamic world in the West? Does that have any impact or no?
What does that have to do with white youth getting married? Calling all white youth. It has nothing to do with it. What's your next question?
My next question is, you know, I feel like sometimes, Brother Nathaniel, your words come across as anti-Semitic for real.
Well,
Now,
wait. Anti-Semitism is a good thing. The stronger anti-Semitic I am, the more pleasing I am to God. What's your next question?
that's kind of rude thing to say. I mean,
No,
think about
no,
this.
no. It's biblical.
It's
All right. What's your next
biblical.
question? I'm not
All
talking
right.
about this. I'm talking about white youth. Look at the topic. Calling all white youth. Now you're
Okay.
talking about anti-Semitism and all this and attacking me.
It's
Let's
related.
get to the white
No, I'm
youth.
not attacking you. I just wanted to say, well, calmly, I feel like sometimes, your words can come across as a little insensitive to the Jewish community.
Well, do you think I give
And
a care? Do you think the Jews care how they come across to you, Goyim? Brody, who's next? Who's next?
Let's go to Sean. I think he's gonna attack you, so get ready.
Yeah, get ready for this. So you know
Sean, go
that
ahead.
place where people are having white babies and a positive birth rate? There is a country that exhibits positive birth rates and having lots of white babies. It's called Israel. And guess what? America can even have 60% of
They're not
females
white.
will be 30 over the age, will be 30
They're
and
not
single.
white.
And yeah, they are. Some
They're
of them
not
are white,
white.
some of them
All
are
right,
mixed.
Brody's get
At
rid of
Are
them.
least
you Jewish,
at least you
Sean?
admit
Get
it's
rid of
not
them.
an at least you
Brody's
admit
get rid of them.
stupid
Got it. He's probably
total Jewish victory!
Oh
Total Israel
wow, we
victory!
got the Jews.
Take the Jewish
The Jews are
Lord!
coming out to play. All right, let's go to someone new. Let's go to
They attacked in
Ubermensch.
twos for a reason, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, two quick questions for you. The first, you're touching on law. So, a recent American law graduate here looking to get into the field. Is there any areas, I know you spoke about criminal, as a patriot to get into, you recommend? That's the first question.
I'll tell you what. Go to at Witsit Gets It. Tell him you were listening to a space of mine and I brought up his name.
Hello?
DM him. Brody's, you're going to handle this.
We're not gonna talk out of turn. So go ahead, Ubermensch. Continue your
No, I'm
sauce. You're
answering
up.
him. Go
Wait your
to
turn.
go to at Witsit Gets It. So we were bringing this up about what young white youth can go into. I'm saying trade, and if you want to go through the college deal, become a criminal lawyer. So at Witsit Gets It says no. It's commerce law that you can make the biggest impact. I said, I didn't know that. I don't think I know much about commerce law. We're going to do a space on it sometime this week. But in the meantime, I want you to go at Witsit Gets It and DM him. Tell him I referred him. Ask him, tell you you're a law graduate, everything like that. And I want to know more about commerce law. And he'll be very glad, to call you or email you, and he'll explain to you. He's a very intelligent man.
I appreciate it. Okay, wits it gets it. I'll look that up. And then, last question. I don't hear many guys speak about this, but do you have any idea or any preference really between, you say you're a racialist, between, there are like the Nordics and then you have more the Mediterranean, I guess, archetypes, Italians and Spaniards, against them mixing? Or do you even tell like Northern
Space
Europeans
if
and
you
American to
wanna.
strictly stay with Northern Europeans? How do you feel about the admixture of Europeans in general? Should they stick with their small subgroup?
I'm not addressing anyone in Belgium or Amsterdam or Frankfurt or Paris. I'm talking about Americans. So they do whatever they do there. I don't. It's not my field. American white youth must marry a white female if they're men. Young white male youth marry a young white female youth. Have tons of children, white. Raise them in the church because that way the children learn their common heritage, which is the church, not paganism, that was destroyed in the 4th century AD. And then the church emerged and just kept on growing and built the greatest civilization that ever existed. The Jews have ruined it. And the sister country, America, became a great civilization. And the Jews are in the process of ruining that through homosexuality, CRT, bringing the Hindus here, demon worshippers, Muslims here, Mexicans here. I mean, we can't even recognize ourselves anymore. The Jews are doing this on purpose. So we need a white demographic and whites who will take leadership and build an aristocracy. We don't know. We don't need big numbers. It's just the cream of the crop. This is what I've been saying, and I was the first one to say it. Of course, the first ones to attack me are Christians, but I don't give a damn. I don't. Okay. Anything else you want to say to add to this?
No, sir. No, sir. Just have as many as possible. It should be like, I believe, every man's goal to have 14 or 12 or 10 or.
Well, how many do you have?
I mean, that's none at the moment. Working on that.
Are you married?
No, sir. Working on that as well.
All right, you're working on it. How old are you now? 26?
25.
I knew you were up there. Well, you're not up there. You're still virile. You have high testosterone. You're smart. You sound like a leader. I mean, man, that girl is there for you. She's there. And just do what you said. You said it's not really the grocery store. So go on to Instagram. Go on those things. DM them. And you'll find it. And I always say pray. What Witzer did, I don't know what his full religion is, okay, but he says he went to the Creator. And that's great. And he said to the Creator and went out in the woods, this is what I want. I hope you will help me, but this is what I want. And he just spelled it out. I want a white girl who's childbearing, who's young, who will look up to me as a leader, and will be a good house. Build a good house, and boom, he went to the Bible, turned to it. Hosea, he says, get yourself a wife. He says that's confirmation. He said within 2 weeks she came along. That works. Prayer works. You only have to pray once. So I'm advising that too, but I'm not saying you have to. It's just my counsel. So there are many ways to find a wife. I say I have a fellow who was trying in church. It didn't work. He got a dating app. He found her within 3 dates. They're about to get married. Brody's, I'm not allowing noise.
Oh, Kira, don't do that again. All right,
All right,
get out.
get him out of the room. Out. Get him out of the room.
He's out. He's out. He should be.
No, I still see his moniker. I don't want to see that moniker. He disrespected you. He's still here. Don't you know how to get him out of the room? Good, you do. Okay, who's next?
All right, let's go to Satch.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi. I have a daughter. She's 24, and she's in a serious relationship with a young man. They're both white, and they both graduated college, and they love each other very much. And so, in my mind, it's like, well, you should start talking about getting married and so forth. The problem is, and I myself am a victim of this cultural thing, the Marxist education, that tells you, no, you don't get married at that age. You might miss out on a better opportunity. You got to try out all these partners and put it.
Well, how does his partner feel? She's on a biological time clock.
My daughter is 2 years older than him.
Oh, that's your daughter. How old's your daughter?
She's 24.
And he's 20.
And the boy is 22, and his mother controls his life, such a helicopter parent. So my daughter's up against that factor.
Yeah, but he can be pulled out of that. Why don't you? Do you have a husband?
I do not.
Do you have any males in your life? Do you have a pastor? Do you have a friend who's a strong male who can get involved a little bit with some, support of this relationship?
Well, I mean, I think you're right. He can be pulled out of it, and I think my daughter is somewhat, empowered to help in that way. And
Okay, but there has to be a male involvement. Why don't you get a friend and have him over for dinner? You, your male friend who's strong, your daughter, and her boyfriend. And just talk and be friendly and all that stuff. A glass of wine, loosen up a little bit, and then you can get on that subject in a very diplomatic, casual way. But they need this boy needs a male influence.
yeah,
It's not going to be your daughter. It's not going to be you. Get that male friend. I'm sure you have him. He's there. I know he's there.
well,
So,
I'll tell you this, that my daughter became born again saved after I did 2 years
well, tell
ago.
her to get the pastor involved or some leader there,
Right.
and have him over for dinner, huh?
She's bringing the boy to church, her boyfriend, so he's open to that. So I think that's a good angle. Thank you.
Okay, that's the angle. So someone at that church who's that your boy likes, that your daughter likes, who's male, who can be a role model, that may be a little bit older, who's married and has kids, maybe he's 34 or something. Have him over for dinner, and it's going to be you, that male leader, and your daughter and that boy, and it'll all work out. I guarantee you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Brody, who's up?
All right, let's go to resistance. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, brother Nathaniel, you said the issue we have right now is the Jewish people, but did you know that the reason why AIPAC is powerful is because of Zionist Christians? I mean, the whole reason what
Nah,
happened.
that's not why.
You don't
They
think
don't. They
so?
don't. They don't need the goyim. First of all, you sound like you're in a robot or something. Can you fix that?
Let me try.
I mean, it's obnoxious, quite frankly. But okay, let me answer your question, and we'll go on to the next one. We're talking about white youth, and we've been talking, if you're following the thread here, of white youth getting married and having white babies. And if you're following my thread, this is to build a white majority demographics higher than it is now and to counter the Jewish racial. APAC has money coming out of their anuses. And they don't need goyim Zionists like John Hagee and John MacArthur. They laugh at him. They hear John Hagee say, I love the Jewish people. I say to Hagee, they don't love you, you fat ass. Okay, you fat goyim ass. They don't love you and they don't want your love. Maybe they feel, okay, it could be useful, but they don't need it. They have every hack on Capitol Hill, beginning with Speaky, low life, low rent Johnson, who's not a Christian, he pretends to be, he's not. They have them in their pocket. They don't need evangelical Zionists. Did you fix your speaker resistance? He didn't. Who's next, Broders?
I don't think he did. Let's go to Cripple. Cripple, go ahead. You have your hand up.
The hand is up
Okay.
and he's not speaking.
Yeah. Let's go to
Get his hand
Okay, we got.
down. It's getting on my nerves. Put his hand down.
All right. We got Let's go to Septimu. Septimu, go ahead. Septimu, go ahead.
He's not going ahead.
Brody, go ahead.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I was just thinking about kind of the incentives we would collectively provide to, you know, white people in general, because white people today, as we know, are just completely brainwashed. They're completely indoctrinated into believing that it's not okay to be white and you can't be proud of
Not
it. You
all.
can't even
Not
say,
all. You're making a generalization. Not all. But go ahead.
right. And that's a good thing. And that's why we need it. We bear the responsibility to actually start waking people up, which is why we need to lay the foundations to give the incentives to be
Okay.
fruitful and multiply,
Okay. What are the
essentially. And have,
incentives and how? What are the incentives and how do we implement the incentives? Go ahead.
well, you have to start talking about it, and you have to start talking about it with just regular people on the
Okay.
streets
Good.
outside of Twitter.
Okay. Good. Now what's next?
Well, obviously you have to have the family, so you have to obviously, I guess here it'd start with us, so we all gotta have lots of kids. If you're white, gotta have lots of
Do
kids,
you?
gotta
How
have
many
a
kids do you
family.
have?
I'm hoping to have as many as possible, but
Okay. So it starts with one. Are you married?
right. Uh, I will be, hopefully.
All right. Hopefully. Do you have a girlfriend?
Not at the moment,
Why not?
but I could go out and get one. Well,
All right,
um,
good. You wouldn't go out and get
it's a
one.
good
You
point.
will. You will get one. I guarantee
Right,
you, you will.
right.
Go out and get one. Whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Instagram,
and
DMs, whatever it is, grocery store, karaoke, whatever,
the
dating
gym.
app. Just try some things.
Right,
It's absolutely urgent. We're in trouble.
right.
People think, Stu Peters says I'm stuck up in Idaho in the woods. That's not true. I hold up the cross. It's my main ministry. I travel over the country. I see what's happening demographically, and I talk to people. We're in a crisis. The Jews are doing something. I have to look into it. Maybe some of you can help me. They're bringing Hindus in here, with their cattle urine. All right, yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking terrible.
Well, they're disgusting.
They're all over
They're
San
smelly.
Francisco, right, brother? They're all over San Francisco, right?
I never used to see them in San Francisco, except near this one area near the that place on the ocean that was once real famous. I forget what the hell it's called. Where they have fish and all that stuff in
Bro,
stores.
Nate,
All right, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
bro,
Yeah,
bro Nathaniel, can I
I
just
live
add
in,
this? The Hindus have been used sort of like the South Americans or the Mexicans in America. They've been used in sabotaging operations in Britain and in Australia. So Indians have been sort of in the back pocket
Brother
of
Nathaniel,
Israelis and
can I
Jews.
ask a question?
All right, we're going to speak in
Yeah,
order.
I don't
we'll
know
go to
why
you,
that.
and we're speaking in turns. We'll go
Yeah,
to you
but
in a little bit. So Cyrus,
yeah, there was
Cyrus,
a
go ahead.
bombing issue, I think, where they used Indians to actually explode a submarine. One part, I think it was in the UK. And it seems historically, when I looked it up, Indians have always been used to kind of create this sort of subterfuge.
Well, they're greedy. They want money. They'll never give
Yeah.
charity. They're the least charitable people walking the face of the earth. They'd be hard pressed to give a bum a penny. They'd have to look at that penny and make a million decisions. Should I give it to them or
Yeah.
not?
I think it's safe to say that Indians in general are just their pawns.
Bro-
All right, we're going to look into this
brother,
more.
they
brother
stink too.
Nathaniel, what do you think about?
Wait, Brody's.
Whoa. We're not going to talk at a turn. Whenever Brother Nathaniel wants to speak to you, he'll speak to you. But we'll all get to you in a second. So go ahead, brother.
No, Brody's is handling this, and we're going to have an orderly discussion here. So who's next, Brody's?
We'll go to
All right,
Septimu then.
all right.
Go
So,
ahead.
my question is, what do you think about the orthodoxy? Because I'm Romanian, and like
Are you American?
Romanian.
No, I want Americans only.
That's the
No,
wrong
but the
answer.
thing is,
Uh,
I'm asking.
No,
What I'm
no.
asking.
It says Americans only. I'm going to stick to it. Brody's, who's next?
Let's go to GeoSpy. Geo, do you have anything to say?
Hey, brother Nathaniel. I had a question. So, let's say you get
Are you
married.
American? Are you
I'm a
American?
white Australian, but it's got to do with marriage and that. So I was going to ask.
Yeah, but the Romanian may have. Now I got to bring the Romanian up. I'm going to stick to it. No, Brody's. I'm sorry, he can't speak. Americans only. Who's next?
Let's go to who hasn't spoken in a while. Ubermensch, do you want to say anything? Okay, I guess not. Gentile, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just want to say America's the best. You guys suck, but no, for real.
What
Brother,
do you mean you guys suck? Who?
the
He's
Australians.
talking
I'm
about
talking about
the
the
Oh,
Australians, the
no,
Remain.
speaker.
don't
No,
say that.
I'm
Don't say
joking.
that.
I'm
You can say
joking. I'm
the.
just being
Okay,
okay.
right.
So I did have a question here. How old were you when George Lincoln Rockwell got assassinated? Were you old enough to have an opinion on that?
What year was that?
1969.
I was 19, and at that point I was not interested.
Okay. Did your dad have an opinion?
No,
All right.
my dad was more into mainstream politics and wanted me to understand it and look beneath the facade of different issues. But it was mainstream, totally.
Everybody was hearing about it on the news and stuff.
I don't remember hearing it. My dad had me watch the news constantly. I just don't remember it.
All right. Well, I guess for people in this space, I don't have much to say to people, but if you
Okay,
want to.
who's next, Brody's?
Okay,
We're going
sorry.
to talk about. Now I'm going to talk.
Let's
Now I'm
go
going to
to
talk.
Brody.
Brody's, I'm talking. This space is called
Okay, man.
Cornwall. Why do I get interrupted on my own space? Brody's, you got to handle this right. It's my space, and I'm not going to get interrupted. I'm not going to tolerate it. Calling all white youth, Americans only. I began this by saying that we have a demographic problem. The Jews, the Yids, I like to use the K word, but I'm not. I'd like to, are bringing Hindus here in droves. I see it on the streets. Plus Muslims, plus Mexicans, plus every third world Pakistani, hell, every shade of brown. The Jews are doing that to destroy a white racial consciousness, a white racial collective. The Yids are doing this. These are wicked people. They know who could withstand them. But I'm not going to get into the historical. I'm not going to make a long winded thing on this. So I had started this space, and I'm going to continue it. I'm going to insist on it that it's up to the white youth to solve this issue and to counter the Jew. The white youth have to get married. And by the time a white youth is at legal age, it's popping out of his zipper. Excuse me, Christians, I don't give a damn what you think. So I'm saying if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Start at 18, get married. Don't worry about the money. God will take care of that because children are an inheritance of the Lord. He owns those children that come forth from your wife's womb. He'll make sure they get fed with a roof over their head, well educated and well taken care of. The Lord will make sure. Doesn't mean you sit on your ass. You got to get out and work, and you will once you see that baby there. You will. You got to get married, and you have to have tons and tons of white children. You have to do it. It's not going to be a burden. It's going to be a great joy that you're starting your own little nation, right in your own little home, a white nation. I mean, this is just a wonderful thing. I mean, you're in love with a woman. You relate to this woman with her voice and her manner, and let her breath satisfy you at all times. Oh, some Christian will attack me for saying that. Well, damn it. The proverb says that, you stupid Christian idiots. I've had it with these people. I just had it with them. I'm beginning to think that Christian is the worst vermin walking the. No, actually, I'm insulting vermin. At any rate, let me get back to this without getting angry. I promised myself I was going to keep cool, and now I'm blowing it. So this is the topic of the space. American youth. As America goes, the whole world will go. And so it's going to start here in America. White youth get married, learn a skill. If you want to be something more than that, you go to college, fine. But in the meantime, make money. You can start making money right away by being an apprentice for a plumber, for an electrician. And if you get that credential, that license, man, you make your own hours because I know electricians are in demand and you can't get enough electricians. I have a builder here where I live in northern Idaho, and I was ready to move in to a nice new place. He says, "Brother, you can't move in yet. I can't get an electrician here to get this approved." So I had to wait 2 months. Okay, so this is the topic, and we're going to stick to the topic, and it's going to be Americans only. Sometime we can open up to Australians, Romanians. It's going to be Americans, whites only, male or female. Okay, who's next, Brodies?
Let's go to John. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up? I'm an American. I'm 32. Just want to say I live in one of the better areas in America, and it was always described all my life as, the white suburb, the rich white suburb. I cannot go into, let's just pick any store, like a local Walmart, and it is now, unfortunately, at this point, a straight minority of white people. I rarely see any white people where I live. People aren't hateful though, but, I will say a lot of them are Hindus. They're more successful on average than Los Angeles or whatever other shit's going on in California, Texas, any of these other hellholes. I would like to just push back a little bit just to point out, because I do have a friend who I've known all my life. He's a successful business owner. It is due to the Muslims in India that is pushing them all here, not the Jews. But that's here nor there. That's their own problem that they need to deal with themselves. When it comes to having more babies in America, truly it's one party in this country that has been holding that back. In every way, shape, or form, they hold us back. They don't allow us to have kids, to own a
Well,
home.
I don't know. Are they in your bedroom? Are you married?
Well, they incentivize a lot of things. Otherwise, if not, you
I'm talking
wouldn't be
about
having
you.
these spaces, But if you
I'm
would
talking
like
about
to
you.
say, yeah, they support it, that's fine. If they did, though, you wouldn't have Trump coming out now
All
doing
right.
things like
What
that.
are you doing? What are you doing? Are
I,
the Democrats in your bedroom?
what?
Are the Democrats in your bedroom keeping your pants on?
It's not like you even want me to have a family anyways. Like, I don't understand
Well,
what
do
you're
you
saying.
want to have a family?
I don't understand what you're saying here, but
Well, I'm asking you a question. Do you want to have a family?
yes,
Okay. Do you have a wife?
yes.
Well, why do you have kids?
Waiting for the right time. The economy is hell right now. I want
No, don't wait. You wait for the right time.
how
It'll
many
never be
kids
the
do you
right time.
have?
Well, let me
How
tell
many
you
kids do
something,
you
man.
have?
I will answer that. I want to answer it in context. When I was 18, I tried to get married, and it was a 3-year drag, and finally she jilted me. Okay. Then I tried again when I was 29, and that was a 6-year drag. Then I got jilted. Then I tried one more time at the age of 42. I spent a lot of money on this one. Going to Manhattan, her stove was broken. Every time I went to Manhattan, the stove was still broken. I'm taking her out to these restaurants. I lost a lot of money. Then she jilted me. Now I'm 44. I said, to hell with it.
Okay, so
It's
I've
done.
listened to you for a while now. I just want to say to everyone here, as someone who's had multiple girlfriends, has had zero, struggling that it sounds like most of you guys are here, please don't listen to this man. If you would like to meet a woman,
Put him out of the room.
if
Put him
you'd
out of the
like to
room
meet a
now.
woman,
Brody's, shut him up. You're out of the room. Who's next?
Let's go to
You
Cripple.
know, let me tell you, everybody, something. I can tell by the sound of a voice that the guy is a devil. Do you know that? I could just tell by this.
He sounds a little
Just call him
fruity.
gay, bro, Nate.
No. It's not. He's not. He's not gay. I guarantee you, he's not gay.
Ugh.
He's hetero, but he's a devil. Okay, Brody, who's next?
It's Cripple. I was just
Crip.
when we were
Yeah.
talking about our conversation earlier, I know you mentioned that I should look into college as one of my routes to get a career and stuff like that. However, I find it a little bit difficult to, get myself into that kind of debt and then having to repay it. So I know you also mentioned doing like a trade and learning stuff that way, but I just
But making money, you'll start making money as an apprentice.
100%, and I completely.
You go to any plumbing shop in your neighborhood, say, "Hey, I'm here for you. I'll buy you coffee. I'll
Mhm.
go out to lunch for you and buy you sandwiches." He says, "You're hired."
Oh, and
But I also
yeah.
want to learn how to do plumbing. He says, "You're hired,"
Oh, and I completely.
and he'll start paying you.
And I mean, where I live out in rural Colorado, kind of near Fort Garland and stuff. I mean, we only have one refrigerator repairman that does.
Well, go to him. Go to him.
Yeah.
Go to the plumber. There's plumbers there. Everybody gets stuffed toilets. You go. Yeah, they're there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear excuses.
No. I completely get that, man. It's just it's just one of those things that stop me from pursuing like a career in like law and stuff like that. Whereas I would.
Okay, well, you bite the bullet, and the money will come.
I understand.
I guarantee you, if you just say to the Lord or just say to yourself, I'm not going to make this a religious thing,
Yeah.
okay? Just say to yourself, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it.
Mm.
And because you're on this space, and I go into every these spaces in prayer, you're going to make it, man. It's going to work.
Mm-hmm. Just really have.
I don't do these spaces out of futility. It's going to work. Like I told this guy, it won't take 4 months to be out of the wheelchair. You'll be out of it in 2 months. Like I told this woman, get this mail. And I didn't even know. I said, you have a male leader. I know you do. And yeah, she said, yes, I do actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I already knew that. So she's going to have the male leader come with the daughter and the boy, and and her. So
Yeah.
I'm guaranteeing you, you just put your foot forward. We say you put your foot in the Jordan and start moving, and it'll part.
I completely understand, man. Just having that devotion and being able to put yourself forward to it and commit to those kind of jobs and stuff will really get you to the next level, especially when
Yes, it
stuff.
will, but you have to start with the toe in the Jordan. Just start
I
somewhere,
got you.
and you have to have it's the power of will that God has given us. It's a very powerful thing. I come from a medical family, okay, and the secret of healing is wanting to live. So when someone is in this situation where they feel, oh no, look what's happening to me, the doctors I know in my family always have said it's the will to live
Yeah.
that is the best part of the healing process.
And being able to give those people that are in distress like that positive confirmation and stuff like that to be able to move forward with the recovery and stuff like that, and me.
Well, I want you
Oh,
to do that with others. That's leadership.
yeah.
Leadership is service. Jesus Christ made this very clear. He said, I am the one who serves. Be like me. So he started washing everyone's feet there. You have to be like me. That's true service. That true leadership is to serve. Is that like an obligation, a responsibility, and that's manliness.
Yeah.
And women are attracted to that.
I got you. Well, I really appreciate the advice, man. I'll make sure to, be able to implicate that more in my life, especially with these outlooks and when it comes to jobs and stuff like that. I really
Well, you will. I know it. I know you're going to do it.
Bro,
think.
Nate, I have a quick question. There's a question in the comments. I want to see, it seems like a good one, but I'm looking to kind of hear your insight on it. It says, if your wife has cheated on you, should you stay and try to work it out for the sake of the children?
Well, you try to work it out for the sake of the marriage.
Yeah.
You start there. If you start with that on that person to person level, not well, I'm doing it for the children. Well, the wife's not going to respond to that. Now, these things never happen in a vacuum. something is gone awry on that man's side. Yes. And it's always the blame. Well, she's cheating on me and now she's shacking up. But wait a minute, where have you failed? And I guarantee you he's failed somewhere, or else that woman would not be doing that. So we all have to own up to our own sins, our own mistakes, our own failures, however you want to call it. I don't want to, you don't have to call it in religious terms. Our own shortcomings, our own screw ups where we screwed up. You have to start there. Then, if you start there and you're willing to admit it and talk to the wife who's doing that, go out to dinner, say, let's have a talk, let's communicate. That's how we got married in the first place. Let's talk about it. And you have to, right from the get go, be willing to forgive her and then be willing to be honest about your own failings. That's my answer. Who's next?
Very good
Thank you so much,
insight,
Brother
brother
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
I really appreciate the advice, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. But look, I don't call myself an altar cocker like Ron Oz. Okay, I'll be 74 next Friday, and I'm in good shape. I run 6 miles a day. I watch. I stay trim. I keep my mind focused on Bible and church fathers and history and politics, geopolitics, and I consider myself with having a very youthful vigor, youthful energy. And I plan on living a long time to 130. That's my goal, so I can fight the Antichrist.
Oh, I believe in it, man. I got the vigor for it.
Because he'll probably come around when I'm 127. And he's going to last for 3.5 years. So I get the first three
Brother,
punches in.
you're gonna kick his ass,
I'll kick his
brother.
ass.
Oh,
That's
you
right.
sure will. Ugh. Well,
All right,
I
Brody's who's next?
face, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Cripple. Ubermensch, go ahead.
Cripple, you got to change that handle. It's terrible.
Oh, I'll
You're not
make
a.
sure to, man. Yeah.
I don't care about the picture, but get a hero. Call yourself Hercules or something.
I'll see what I can do, man. Thanks for the.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, quick another question for you. Would you recommend to men in the space that live maybe in a more rural area to head out to one of these big cities? I know they can be crazy, but to put all that aside,
No, you stay where God put you, unless you need a job in another area. But if you're satisfied there, you have a job there, you have family there, you have your roots there, you can stay there. And maybe you'll have to drive an hour to go to a church or some social gathering. But if you have a car, get on a dating app. Or DM. This guy said you DM people on Instagram. Do that, but you don't have to move. You just stay where you are and just tell the creator or Jesus, however you want to address, okay, the creator. I'm not going to get into religiosity here and just say, this is what I want. I'm this old and I want a wife and I want her to be childbearing and I want to be a leader. He'll get you that wife. I guarantee you he will. And just ask once. But then you got to do something. You put some feet to that request. You'll have a wife. I guarantee you. A good one. I don't know. You want to say anything more? You have anything input? What?
no, I mean that was everything. If there's anything else that you like her father or any tendencies she has, or anything you could say more about the woman in particular that lets you know.
Okay, let me get to know you better. How old are you?
25.
All right, so you're ripe and ready, man. So you have a job?
Yes, but moving into another one soon, another role.
All right, so what? So it's a better job? You're making? Are you making money?
Yes,
That's
sir.
all I want to know.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're a guy that is responsible. You go to work because a woman doesn't want some low life. All right, so you go to work. So what do you have? You have a nice voice. I like your voice. You're not the devil like that other one. I can tell by a voice immediately. So I would not worry about. Well, she's got to have a strong father. Then she'll say, "Yes, I have a strong father." She doesn't. Don't even go there. Because a woman can have a weak father or a father that was not so hot and still be very strong. Because God made us all individuals, and these are social constructs that should not be goalposts for us. Oh, she doesn't have a strong father. Forget it. Well, what if she's gorgeous and beautiful and wonderful personality? Forget the father. Forget it. So no, don't go there. I would say just meet the person, get on a dating app, whatever it takes, a church gathering, something, karaoke bar. We're talking about all these things you can do. DMing, uh, grocery store. You know, talk to them about the banana. Her, whatever it is. Just be determined to get that wife, and you will get that wife, and you will have those children you want. You will be a great husband and a great father, and we're going to do something besides your own personal fulfillment to put down the Jew. So it's a multi-dimensional destiny and experience for you.
All right, Phil, go ahead.
Phil plays the
Phil,
piano. Okay, so what's going on, Phil?
Phil, you there?
He's keeping time. Okay, who's next?
All right, let's
Taking
go
up our
to
time. Go. Who's next?
yeah, he is. Let's go to a journalist. Journalist, go ahead, unmute your mic.
Your tongue should be a.
He just dropped down. Sorry, I'm just trying to get new speakers. Let's go to
Okay, how the hell
Gentile.
are we going to beat the Jews when you have all these men who are cowards?
I'm here. We can talk about.
All right, go ahead.
All right, go ahead,
We can talk about everybody in this space. I was just thinking if you guys wanted to. I don't know if my DMs are open, but if you guys wanted to DM, probably one of the reasons why people are so scared is because they don't have a social backing. People are atomized, so they feel like that if they have to speak up, they have to speak out alone, which you don't really have to do that. So I
All
guess
right, so what are you suggesting, Gentile?
I'm suggesting if anybody here wants to DM me, I actually don't know if my DMs are open, then we can DM after the space and people can keep talking to each other. The more connected you are, then
Are you trying to
the
plug
easier it is.
yourself?
Oh no.
No.
I
I
don't
like
have
his
anything to
idea.
plug
No,
anyway.
I
Cyrus,
think he's
no.
just trying to say if if anyone wants to like get advice or just like have someone to talk to, I guess.
No, I like what he's saying. Okay, so what will you talk about, Gentile?
Well, practical things. Most people they get distracted, they go online and maybe it's some random thing shows up in their feed. So if you're going online, you should be in a space that eventually, like a mirror, if you bounce off of it, it bounces you back somewhere that's productive. So we can talk about I don't know, people have sisters. Most people have sisters or friends that are women. So if you're looking for a girl to date, then you could have a friend hook you up.
All right, I like it. It's networking. I think it's great. I'm all for it. So DM Gentile Rig, click on him, follow him, I guess, and then DM him. I'm all for it. Okay, anything else you want to say, Gentile?
I guess maybe just if you have money and you want to make your money work for you, I'm just talking about things that I've heard other people say. You can pay other people too. You can network with people that if you have a friend who knows how to change oil, then you can get your oil changed from your friend instead of having to go pay $200 or $300 from some company that's.
All right, good. I like what you're doing. Maybe you should open up a website or some kind of, collective scenario. Let me ask you, what is your thoughts on calling all white youth beginning at 18 to marry a white mate, if you're a male, of course, and they have a lot of white children? What are your thoughts on that, Gentile?
I agree completely. I think that's the best thing to do.
Are you married?
I'm not married.
Why not?
I'm young. I'm 22. I just got out of a relationship with a girl who did not want kids. So I'm looking. Hey, if there's any girls in this chat, you can DM me too.
You'll get a girl who wants to have children. You just have to have the determination. And you heard all kind of counsel, all kind of advice coming from not only me, from Cyrus, from others. Just have the determination to get married, have a lot of kids, and she will come along. I guarantee you. You'll write to me in 4 months, says, yes, she came along, we're going to get married. It's going to happen. Okay, who's next, Brody?
Thank you.
Let's go to Satch. Satch, do you want to say anything?
Me?
Yeah, do you want to say
Oh,
anything?
I didn't request, but sure, I'll say something.
Well, why did she have a speaker if she didn't request? You have to request. So you're now a listener. Then you can request. Who's next, Brodies? This is not like, a chat room. Who's next, Brodies?
Let's go to Brody. Go ahead.
All right, if I don't see
Hey, I
some
was
men coming up and it's the same ones, I'm going to close it up. I'm looking at
Yeah, it start. It
Synchro.
start. We had
Looking
a
at
lot. We had a lot
Aaron.
at the.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Brodies. I'm looking at John Smith with the big cross. I'm looking at David Garr, Mark AP.
The Romanian came back, brother.
No,
The
Americans
oh,
only.
we,
No,
okay.
no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Um,
We
that
got
John
Goy.
guy still in there.
Goy's a new one. We got Goy.
okay, bring up the new ones, or else I'm going to close it up.
All right, Goy, go ahead. Yeah, Goy, you have the floor. Go ahead. Is your mic working?
All right, this is not working. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not having anyone request. If you want to close it up, I think.
Yeah, I'm closing it up because this is part of the problem. I said, look, you can rehearse speaking here. Just a Twitter bubble. There's no one's gonna, you know, make a scowl. You can't see anybody. You're not gonna be embarrassed. But I can't get anybody to come up. So I just have to bite the bullet and hope that I'm reaching maybe two or three. And then it could snowball from there. If I can just reach two or three, I feel like I'm doing something. And I think part of the problem is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brody's, because you're pretty hip to these spaces. I come on some of these spaces, and I'm waiting to speak or something, and it's just like everyone's sitting around just BSing and just saying the other day I saw this on TV and what the hell? This is just, and everybody is like waving their hands, applauding out of nothing. And all these speakers want to say, yes, I was also watching TV, and it's just saying nothing.
Yeah, it's very nonchalant, I guess you could say.
Yeah, okay. It's nonchalant, but it's 1,000 people, hands up, speakers here, there. And I said to myself, I don't want 1,000 nonchalanters. I don't want 1,000. Well, I went to the supermarket, I saw these brown people, and I thought, look what's happening. And do you guys see this? Yes, everybody waves their hand, and it's just a drag. But and everyone wants to speak and say how they were walking down the street, and someone came up to them, and they were brown, and I turned away, and everybody applauds, and I'm out of
All right,
there.
brother, we have a few new speakers. If they want to ask you
Well,
a
I think
question,
they see
can.
I'm ready to close up, and
Yeah, and they start
they
coming.
take
Yeah,
a
you just have
deep,
to
deep, deep,
threaten
deep
them with
breath.
that.
Okay, bring them on. That's fine.
All right, let's go to DG. DG, go ahead. Okay, let's go to Goy. Goy, is your mic working now?
Okay, I'm ending it. I'm not putting up with it. He who hesitates is lost. That's part of being a man. You got your hand up, speak. All right, they're not doing it. So I'm done.
Hello.
I'm done. I'm closing it up.
Okay.
I said I'm closing up. I am. I only have so much patience because we're in a crisis. I'm going to sum it up right now. The crisis is if you're white, you're going to be out of the majority within 5 years, unless you get your set of balls moving away from porn and you're 18 legal age and you ask the creator, ask Jesus Christ, whatever it takes, or just make that determination. I'm going to get married. I'm going to save myself. How do you save yourself? By fulfilling your destiny as a man, by being fruitful and multiplying, by doing what Moses says a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. That's manhood. for all who are called Adam, which is plural, mankind. They move out from their father and mother, and now they are going to build their own household. That's basically what Moses is saying. You are going to be king of your own kingdom and palace. That's what Moses is saying. This is the destiny of every white young male, to build your own house starting at 18. It used to be earlier than that in European countries, but that's the legal age, and I'm going to stick with that. And get married. Don't worry about the money. The money will come, because children are an inheritance of the Lord, says King David. He says other things like, "Do not I hate thee, O Lord, who hate thee. I hate them with a perfect hatred." So somebody says, you're an anti-Semite. Well, King David's an anti-Semite then. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to get married. You're going to have lots of white children. If you're a white male, of course, you're going to marry a white female. And you want to marry somebody that you're compatible with. It may be the same social strata, maybe the same religious outlook, maybe the same political outlook. But women aren't really political. They're not. So it's the same likes, but it doesn't have to be all the same likes, because it'll be boring. Maybe she likes vanilla, you like chocolate, so you'll have a banana split with chocolate and vanilla on it. That just a lot of ways that you can come together, and it'll happen if you have the determination. I'm just going to stick with that, because whites, you're going to be walking down the street and you're going to see one white man, 15 Hindus, and 14 Muslims, and they're going to not longer be really Mr. Nice Guy anymore. Now they come here, they got to feel their way, see? They're going to be real nice. Oh, they're very polite people. Oh, they're even kind of conservative people. They're against LGBTQ. They're really on our side. They're not. They are not. They have their own racial, creedal collective. And you, as a white, biologically and culturally, white, culturally, part of the church that built America, that built Europe. Protestants still were part of the church. They were just protesting against the church, the historic church. And they're not going to be so nice anymore. They're not. And they're going to be politically oriented, like this Hindu Chapak Kaka, who may wipe his rear end with his toilet paper and drink cow urine. He hooked up with two Jews, and he got Trump to say green cards, a beautiful green card. We have to give them to these best and brightest, even if they're in junior college. He was addressing Hindus. They don't have student loans because Mumbai and New Delhi and all the Hindu cow urinists there pay their tuition. So they're not sacked with student loans. And Trump is a traitor there. He's a definite traitor. So you have to do, this is urgent, people. I travel all across the country, and it scares me. I was just in Chicago again. It was started when I went there the first time in 2006, Irish Catholic. If I saw an Irish Catholic, I said, what in the world are you doing here? I thought I was in Mumbai. The next minute, no, I'm not in Mumbai. I'm in Istanbul. Muslims, crawling with Hindus. This is what the Jews are doing to you, white people. Now, you're scared, you won't get up and speak? Well, get a set of balls. Because I'm almost ready to stop these spaces. The only reason I did this space is because Brody's wanted me to. And he's young, upcoming leader, wants to get married, and wants to have a big family, and he wants to fulfill his own destiny as a white male, and he wants to put the Jews, topple to Jewish power. It's multidimensional. It doesn't have to be one dimensional. God bless everybody. Bye.
I hope you keep doing them.